Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, what you need to know is I had a beautiful plan, a plan that I liked, but instead I'm going to be going in with this stupid plan, which is completely stupid, but better, because Sentry is stupid. So, I will present my alternative plan that I was going to do up until my last live stream, but this is what I'm going to do instead. So I was planning on taking the short path, which is a bit different, rather than the easy path, but I'm going to be going down the easy path. And the reason for that is because Sentry does all the fights. So the plan is Thing, Sentry, Omega Red, Sentry, Quake, Sentry, Medusa, Sentry, Mephisto, Sentry, Captain Marvel. It's going to be Kushala or Doctor Strange or whatever. I'm sure Sentry can somehow do it too, though. Ghost, Sentry, Iron Man Infinity War, Sentry, Joe Fixit, Sentry, Mordo, Sentry, Venom the Duck. I'm gonna go with Kushala for speed, but Sentry can do it. Howard the Duck, Sentry, you guessed it. Hyperion, Sentry, Champion, Sentry, Cyclops, Sentry, Loki, Sentry, Aegon, Kushala, Invisible Woman, Sentry, Hall Obsidian, Kushala, and then Nameless Collector is going to be a mixture of Captain Britain and then Doctor Strange. Right. The reason it works, obviously, the Thing, it's going to be a ramp-up fight, but it's basically a normal Thing fight. Man the rock stacks, but Sentry can bypass the Unstoppable. Omega Red, it's kind of like a basic fight. Quake is about as basic as it goes. Medusa fight works because Sentry does completely shut down Unstoppable, so I don't need to worry about that. And I spam heavy attacks for most part, so the auto block doesn't bother me either. Mephisto, Sentry is in fact Incinerate immune and shuts down the power gain, so that's an easy fight there. Captain Marvel movie, you just kind of want a Mystic really. Ghost, Sentry works just fine, even if he keeps losing his power. Iron Man Infinity War, Sentry does just fine. I recently uploaded that fight too. Joe Fixit, super easy for Sentry, nothing crazy there. Mordo, Sentry, as we do have the passive stun as well. Venom the Duck, Kushala, because we're going to get a ton of buffs that we can then nullify. Howard the Duck, Sentry, it's, spam heavy attacks, get rid of the indestructibles, and then a basic fight. Hyperion, Sentry, because he shuts off power gain and stops the Unstoppable. Champion, Sentry, because the spare works on the region Champion has and you shut down the Unstoppable. Cyclops is just infinite heavy spam because he will never gain any power. Loki, it's a bit messier, a bit rougher, but Sentry does it fine. Aegon, Kushala, lots of extra buffs. Nullification, Invisible Woman, we have enough damage to nuke through that. And there you go. Whoops, I might have done the wrong one. Anyways. So there you go. The actual plan, initial plan that I was thinking of doing would have been Captain Britain, Medusa, Nico Minoru, Human Torch, and Magneto House Vex. So, or instead of Magneto House Vex, somebody else for collecting. So for Darkhawk, Medusa cheeses does fight. That was what I was planning to do. This would have been a more interesting approach rather than just Sentry spamming everything. And I tested this out and it worked perfectly fine. With both of the teams, I made it to Collector and got Collector down quite impressively, basically. Well, not basically, completely itemless. Alright, so Darkhawk, Medusa, he never gains any power. You ignore his auto block, easy life. Luke Cage gets nuked down by Captain Britain very fast. A very good fight. Old Man Logan, Nico Minoru does that just fine. Turns out Medusa does work against Havoc because Havoc's burst damage is scaled the way down, so Medusa can do that fight. Dormammu would be Human Torch. Joe Fixit would not be Kushala. Joe Fixit would be Captain Britain. That's a nice nuke fight. Whoops. I changed the order there, I think. Okay, anyways. Then we have Mordo, obviously Human Torch. Venom the Duck would be Nico Minoru. Howard the Duck would be Medusa. That fight works perfectly fine too. Then we have Nico for Champion and Hyperion. And for the Cyclops, I'd probably use Captain Britain. That is fine. And for Loki, we'd have Human Torch. Or for Cyclops, I could use Human Torch too. Aegon is gonna be Nico Minoru. Was gonna be. Invisible Woman would be Captain Britain, because we do bypass Miss. That's kind of helpful. Cull Obsidian would be Nico. And then Nameless Collector would be Captain Britain or somebody else. So that would have been the team. But no, Sentry just had to be absolutely stupid. Some viable replacements that people keep asking for either one of the teams. In this setup, for Human Torch replacement, you can just do most of the Science Champions, really. Photon will be fine. Obviously, if you have Blue Marvel is going to do good. You can use Blue Marvel for more fights than that as well. Because as we notice here, we're really using Human Torch only for Dormammu. So again, you know, Hulk, Spider-Ham, Silk would do fine for what I'm using him as well. And for Mordo as well. If you don't have the Human Torch, then you can have the Silk, you can have Spider-Ham, you can have Photon, you can have Blue Marvel. What else am I using Human Torch for? Because I do understand the Human Torch is kind of like more rare champion. Loki, the thing with Loki is you want to do well with a lot without relying on special attacks. So again, somebody like Spider-Ham would do fine. I think Photon would do okay too, because you do enter your damage mode anyways. But yeah, any champion that can do quite a lot of damage without the special attack spam is kind of good, because he's gonna be constantly draining your power effectively. What else we have here? Note, against Aegon, you suffer 100% ability accuracy throughout the fight, except for special attacks. So it can either be a very slow fight, or you want a Mystic Champion for that. As far as Mystic Champion replacements instead of Nico, I think for most part, you can use either Kushala or Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange quite fine too. Longshot's actually very good for these Abyss fights as well. If you do want to replace Nico. Who else I would recommend? Oh, Purgatory is quite good for this, but yeah, Longshot, Kushala, Nico, Doctor Strange are kind of the best recommendations here, I would say, to deal with all of this. Oh, Diablo is very good for a whole bunch of these fights too. Diablo can absolutely wreck stuff around. When it comes to the easy path, if you're not using Sentry, then some of the things that you need to address are the tech champions, where again you can use Medusa, for example, for both of these, I'd say, because of the armor shatter. But you definitely do want to have like an armor break champion or somebody that answers the tech threats effectively. But the idea is fairly simple for the easy path as well. Unless you're using Sentry or a handful of other champions, you kind of want to have the Mystic, you do want to have the Cosmic, you do want to have the Science Champion, that and yeah, because all of these do have fairly unique threats. I don't think a tech champion is quite necessary, because most of the mutants here are fairly straightforward fights. But you do want to have like a class specialist, because that is the way Abyss was initially made, where even with Aegon, you needed a full supporting cast for like the most specialized fights. Right. That's about it. That is my plan. Again, just to recap, my actual plan is going to be Sentry for just about everything except for like 2 fights on the lane, or maybe 3. We're going to be using Kushala effectively. And yeah, then Magneto House of X for a pre-fight for Collector, because that makes the fight easier. Plan is to nuke him down as much as I can with Captain Britain. I know that solo is possible, but it does get tricky. And then use Doctor Strange in the end, because you can just spam your special attacks and you know, take all the blocked hits in the world. So there you go. That is more or less the plan. Let me know what you think. What is your plan? If you have made one before myself. But yeah, no, Sentry is just stupid. My plan is stupid. But again, yesterday, just casually kind of testing Sentry, I did make it all the way down to the Collector, and I chipped down Collector to like last 10% without using a single item. So Sentry is just dumb. Yeah. Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next one. Hello there guys and welcome